Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Oogi's podcast. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're a regular, then welcome back. So today's episode, I wanted to focus on the Southern Raiders episode where Katara and Zuko, go and find the man that, you know, ended Katara's mom's life. So as some of you may know, Katara is one of my favorite characters from Atla. A close second tie would be Zuko, so obviously this episode is perfect for me, right up my alley. Anyways, I absolutely love Katara. Growing up, I wanted to be like her. I always wanted a waterbend, and I still do want a waterbend. Like, I would give up anything to be able to waterbend. And then, okay, so Katara and Zuko are my favorite characters from Avatar: Last Airbender. But the Legend of Korra, Korra is definitely, number one. No one compares to Korra. I love Korra. I'm trying to be muscular like Korra. You know what I'm saying? I absolutely love Katara and Korra, and I really, really want to be a waterbender, and I love Kaya for that matter. I love waterbending. If I was in the Avatar world, I would for sure be a waterbender. Like, you guys don't even understand. So, getting back on track, the Southern Raiders episode is one of my favorite episodes from Avatar ever. Other than a reason being it's starring Katara, this episode gives Katara so much more depth to her character. Like, it's unbelievable. Now, obviously, little kid me did not understand what was going on at the time. So, after recently rewatching it for the 1,000th time, it dawned on me that after she confronts this man with Zuko, they obviously never show him again, but it got me thinking, how was he after this encounter? Now, this got me thinking about a lot of other different things, and I don't want to jump ahead of myself, so let me focus on this point. I think that this man had a psychotic breakdown. I think he, lost his mind. He probably started thinking about all the evil he had committed and that others like Katara might come after him, and he started thinking about everything that he had done while he was, a authority figure in the Fire Nation. Seeing Katara after all those years made him realize he did an awful thing. He was maybe very paranoid and eventually just lost it. He just became an empty shell of a person, like Zhao did from being stuck in the fog of lost souls. He probably thought, what else is gonna happen to me? Did I deserve this? Did I not deserve this? Like, should she have, ended my life for hers? Should she have gotten her revenge? So I can't help but think, whatever happened to him? And if it's explained in the comics, or if he comes up again at all, please let me know in the comments, or send me a DM on my Instagram page at aesthetic.oogie, or TikTok page at aesthetic.oogie 2.0. Like I've said in previous episodes, I'm probably not going to read the comics anytime soon because, your girl be kinda broke, but so yeah, please let me know down in the comments below, or send me a DM. Now, this is me just brainstorming, but I also do think that his mom maybe regained sympathy for him, or maybe she felt lost as well. Because in the episode, remember, she was very harsh on him, and she's like, why did you get this? I wanted this. This is too hard for my gums. You're worthless. All this other stuff. And I know some of you are like, well, what about Aang? He said, he had that talk with Katara before she left. When you confront this man, please don't choose revenge. Choose forgiveness. It's not doing nothing. It's easy to get revenge. It's hard to forgive. Just wanted to clarify that in case all of you guys are like, well, what about Aang? What Aang said, that played a part. In my brainstorming, he doesn't really, that never happened. This also stems to my next point. My next point being because I feel like, there were episodes that highlighted all Fire Nation civilians weren't bad. They weren't evil, like how Sozin was portrayed, how Zhao was portrayed, and how this man was portrayed. Some of them, were good people, honest people. So I have to think, since, this man was a general or authority figure in the Fire Nation, I have to think of others, and I think about the soldiers as well, like, just the soldiers that were sacrificed by the Fire Nation, and Zuko stood up for them in that one episode, but, Sozin and Ozai were still like, no, we have to do it, and all that stuff, and the other general was like, no, we have to do it. So I think about them a lot. I think about the soldiers, because there has to be soldiers and authority figures in the Fire Nation that questioned what they were doing. You feel me? Like, they did it because they felt like they had no choice. But I feel like if they did have a choice in the matter, they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't serve, they wouldn't, do what they had to do, quote unquote. They wouldn't have done all those awful things to the other nations, to their own people. They had to question what they were doing and if it was morally correct or not. But since, the Fire Nation told its society, we have to do this, it's for the greater good of our nation, we need to do it, we need people to do it. If you don't, like, I feel like there was also some blackmailing in the nation as well. Like, we saw how they treated each other, and we saw how, Ozai wanted to burn the rest of the world to the ashes. So you can imagine how they treated their people, because basically my point is there had to be soldiers that questioned what they were doing or were being blackmailed, that if they didn't do it, questions ran through their head like, if I don't do this, what's going to happen to me? If I don't do this, what's going to happen to my family? I feel like that was for sure going on at the time. So that brings me to believe, some of them, maybe they were good, maybe they really didn't want to do what they were told that they had to do. And there were definitely some that were like, the man that took Katara's mother from her. I also want to say, I think that this is a very key thing, because we see this a lot happen nowadays. So I love how Avatar touches up on, real world stuff. So yes, in conclusion, I think some soldiers disagreed with what they had to do and with the way everything worked, but they couldn't go against the system because that meant something bad was going to happen to them, their family, or just in general something bad was going to happen. What further has me believing this is that, like, in the episodes, Sozin's comment and stuff like that, we see some of the soldiers are like acting kind of funny, acting kind of silly, like in that one episode, like I said, in Sozin's comment episode, that soldier's like, oh my god, guys, the captain remembered my birthday. Can you believe it? I can't believe he actually remembered. And then, when they fall into the water, that guy's like, happy birthday. I don't know. I feel like they weren't all bad. They didn't all have to be bad. Or like in the episode The Deserter, where that Fire Nation guy helps the Avatar, to Long John to learn firebending. Even Avatar Roku himself was not a bad person. He made some mistakes in his life, but altogether, he was not a bad person. And I'm sure there were more people, good, honest people like them throughout, the Avatar world. All I'm saying is the authority in the Fire Nation was, not all of them had to be sinister. Not all of them had to be, just horrible people with bad intentions. I'd like to think that some of them had mercy, like Zuko. Now, with all that serious stuff out of the way, let me keep talking about how much I love this Southern Raiders episode. It is my definitely in the top 10, maybe 5 episodes of Atla, like my favorite. And can we talk about how, if we were to, on the topic of Katara and Zuko, I know a lot of people are against it, but I personally very much enjoy the idea of Zutara. I like it. It has a lot of depth to it. It's like, opposites attract. It's like that saying. It has different sides to it. I like the idea of that ship. I really do. So I've seen art like this where they take the persona of Katara when she was the Painted Lady and the persona of Zuko when he was the Blue Spirit. And fun fact, the Blue Spirit was originally supposed to have a red mask, but they changed the design because it would have been too obvious that it was Zuko because of the red mask. So, haha, enjoy that fun fact. But I've seen art where they take those two personas and ship them. I think that's beautiful too. I think that's so cool. I would love to see more of that. I'm honestly, I'm getting into reading. I want to start getting into reading like fan fiction about that stuff, because I don't know, I just find it so interesting. And maybe I might come up with my own. I don't know if I have my spare time, because I'm actually starting something very big. And I don't really want to go too much into it because I haven't worked out all the details yet. But yeah, if it does become a thing, then I'll announce it more. I'll put it out there more. But yeah, anyways, going back to the topic of Zutara, Katara, and Zuko. And I know Zutara shippers just ate this episode up. I know they did. They had to. I mean, come on. How much more of Zuko and Katara alone, like them two alone, could you possibly want? We got a whole episode dedicated to them. But honestly, their personas would make a beautiful power couple, and it already has been done. So I am so happy about that. Very excited about that. I love that so much. And how excited are you guys? Like, the fandom blew up when we found out that Zuko is getting his own movie. How excited are you guys about that? I am so excited. I'll go by myself if I have to. I don't care, cuz I've mentioned this before, but I don't really have a lot of in real life friends that are into Avatar at all. Like, they've never took the time to watch an episode. They didn't grow up with Nickelodeon the way I did. They grew up with Disney. So they, and then even now they're like, nah, I'm not really gonna watch it. They're watching their other shows. So it's just me. But I'll go by myself if I have to. I don't care. I want to see all three of the movies, honestly, and I'm trying to read the Kyoshi novels. I really am. It's just, it's taken me a while, but I am reading the Kyoshi novels as well. Also, yeah, so I'm very excited about the Zuko movie. I can't wait, honestly. And like I've mentioned before, Korra is one of my favorite, like top number one favorite characters in The Legend of Korra. So the fact that she's getting her own movie too, oh, you bet your ass I'm gonna be there at the movie theaters day one. Maybe not, because I don't know what's gonna happen then. I don't know what my situation is gonna be like, but I will for sure see the movie 100%, and I'm very excited. And I want to dedicate episodes to just the movies alone, but it hasn't come out yet. I'm still doing research on it, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll dedicate an episode to it. Maybe not. I don't really know. But I for sure do want to see it, and I know the fandom is so excited to see it. It was all over my For You page, all over my timeline. So, yes, let's get it. More Avatar content. Let's go. Anyways, I'm kind of getting a little off topic. I think I'm going to start doing that, though, now. Oh, wait, what did I just say? Oh my god, I can't talk. Okay, I think I'm going to start adding more things to my podcast, just so you know, because I have, you know, there's a lot of stuff that I like to talk about, and it stems from topic to topic because it's all connected somehow. So I think I'm going to start doing more episodes like this now, instead of just like having one topic and talking about that throughout the whole episode, because I tend to jump from topic to topic a lot. So I'm just going to start talking about a bunch of things in one episode that relate to each other, like, you know, this episode. And I've seen other podcasters do that too, where they're like talk about a bunch of different things all in one that somehow all slew together, and then, you know, they pick one thing, or like the biggest thing or the most interesting thing topic, and then they put it in their title. I think I'm gonna start doing that, honestly. Yeah, so you guys can start expecting that from my podcast from now on. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that I love doing it, and I'm so happy that even though it's like a really, really small audience, I'm happy that you guys, you know, take the time to listen to me. And thank you guys so much once again for being patient with me, because I really honestly do love doing this. And I do everything myself, like I've said before, so this makes me beyond happy that I am able to do this, that I am doing this. And it took a lot of courage for me to do this because, you know, like I said, I'm doing this by myself. So yeah, I'm really happy that I have your guys' support. So thank you so much for that. Also, I want to start doing videos that I put my face in. Like, I want to make a tier list of the characters and stuff like that, my own tier list, you know, do more things like that. I want to look at funny memes / tweets that the fandom has come out with, created themselves, you know. And I want to start doing anime episodes, like talk about my opinions with, like, you know, stuff like that. I really, really do want to. I just don't know how to go about it quite yet. So we'll see where we go from here, honestly, because I don't know. Like I've said a million times, no idea what I'm doing, but I know I love doing it. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to Ugi's podcast. I can't even find the words to, you know, express how I feel about doing all this. So yeah, I love all my followers, all my listeners. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end off the video here. I feel like it's a pretty good spot to do so. And yeah, I don't have an intro, I have an intro, but I feel like I could come up with a better intro. I don't have an outro though yet, so I don't know what to say at the end of my videos. So I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. So I hope you guys have a good whatever time zone you're in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye guys.